Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Planet Destiny Podcast, episode 145, the one a few days before the DLC everybody forgot about. That one. Hi, we're back. It's been a couple of weeks since we had a usual podcast. People have been busy, people have been mad. Fallout went on a journey of self-discovery. He became the immortal Iron Fist. Then he realized that's the worst of Marvel superheroes right now, so he gave up the title of the immortal Iron Fist and decided to become a DC beta boy instead. That's Fallout Blaze. Welcome, good to see you, man. That's your backstory. That's your brand new backstory.
That's me in a nutshell.
That's you. He's the immortal, no longer immortal. The immortal artist formerly known as the immortal Iron Fist. Refer to him as that from now on. And we've also got Mr. Nim Plays. What's up, buddy?
How you doing? Good, thank you.
Welcome. Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here.
Good.
And of course, I am the Black Link. We are here to talk to you guys about the goings-on in the world of Destiny right now. And man, are there some things going on, because we're just, 2 days away? 2 days away from the drop of the first DLC pack for Destiny 2, The Curse of Osiris. And
that seems about like the general consensus of excitement over it.
Yeah, I mean, nah. I'll play it. I bought it.
Cool.
I'll play it. It's cool. It's more Destiny, so I'm down with it. Man, it almost doesn't feel like we're 2 days away from like a big content release, does it?
No.
Or is it just me?
I think with everything that's happened with the game so far, it's definitely drawn back on a lot of the excitement on it.
I mean, we can't lie. You know, there's certainly been an effect from recent events that draw down a little bit on people's excitement for Curse of Osiris, but we've got a lot to talk about. And, you know, I think Bungie over this past week or two have made some real strides towards some of the things that they needed to do, in my opinion. And of course, we'll be covering that over the course of this week's podcast. We did, of course, have that really big blog post from Bungie come out, The State of Destiny 2, where they had a bit of a one-on-one with us, talked a bit about their future plans for Destiny, their response to community feedback, what they're going to be doing about certain things. And while, in my opinion, I guess we'll just go ahead and just dive on into this thing. In my opinion, their big blog post doesn't address everything that I think needs to happen for Destiny 2, but it was definitely a very good, very solid step in the right direction. They did bring up a couple of things that, personally, I'm happy that they brought up, and hopefully we'll be seeing some big changes coming to it soon.
Man, I just can't believe that it's like come to this. You know what I mean? Like, because as a community, we've always dealt with because there's, you've seen on Twitter, there's a trend that happened where everyone was like putting a plus sign next to the thing. It's like, oh, well, we want to be positive about the game. And I can respect that. But it's like, wow, we're really divided as a community lately, aren't we?
Oh,
it's just crazy. And like the negative feedback, some of it incredibly justified, some of it just like people, screaming at the void. But no matter what, it's just crazy that Bungie literally was like, wow, we should probably cancel the stream.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have predicted that they would have done that. I mean, I think it was a good move because the community is so hot and heavy right now that they were like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't show off, like, a fashion show of new armor. You know what I mean? As much as I wanted to see that new stuff, but it's just like, yeah, it's probably not the time. The community is getting really vocal, like aggressively vocal, that they want things to be different. So Bungie was like, okay, we'll cancel the stream. We'll give you a huge info blast, which I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. I'm glad they did it.
I like it.
Did not see that coming, though.
Yeah, it was definitely... Yeah, it was definitely the better move to do instead of the fashion show.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, we all know. We all know Bungie has had a very rough couple of weeks with the XP thing, with the lackluster response to the previous live stream for Curse of Osiris. # 2 tokens and a blue, baby. And we knew that this coming into this week was going to be rough because they needed to address certain things. And I'll agree with you, Fallout. I was completely surprised when they announced a day before it was supposed to happen that they were going to be cutting this live stream that they had planned for a long time. That's a significant change. And it told me, yeah, okay, so they're cutting this out. They want to have a chance to get their thoughts out on a blog instead. Good. That at the very least means they're listening. And they want to step out in front of this and address certain concerns. And personally, I believe that was the right choice. Again, as much as I love fashion shows, I think them going through with that live stream without taking the time to make the kind of posts that they did would have been a mistake. Would have been a very large mistake. And so they did. It's called The State of Destiny 2, and over the course of this podcast, we're going to be going through it because there's a lot of things that they talk about in this, a lot of updates, some of them tangible that we'll be getting in just a few days. And so we're going to dive through it, we're going to give you guys our thoughts on it, and talk about maybe some of the things that hopefully will be coming in the future. Some of the things that we wish were in this blog post, some of the things we're looking forward to changing at some point in time in the future. So let's do it.
Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. So first things first, we've got a list of changes that are going to be coming on December 5th. That is when Curse of Osiris drops. So we've got some changes that are going to be dropping with that DLC. And then we're going to be having another update a week later on December 12th, where a second set of changes, quality of life changes, updates, cool stuff like Masterworks. We'll talk about that. But that'll be coming about a week later on December 12th. And thank God for people in the community, because when this is something we talked about a little bit before going live, when Bungie made this post, it's filled with a lot of awesome information, but they didn't separate these changes by date. So like it's just kind of thrown all over the place.
Yeah.
And thank God for the community, because you guys took that stuff and you actually put it next to a date so we know exactly what's coming when. So Matt smashes buttons over on the Destiny the Game subreddit. You're the hero for tonight, man. You are legend. We're going to be using your wrap up. All right, so let's talk about what's coming on December 5th. First up, armor ornaments. Vanguard, Crucible, Trials, Iron Banner, Future War Cult, New Monarchy, Dead Orbit. All of them are going to be getting ornaments for the armor that's tied to those factions. This was one of the first things they talked about. And it's something that I think most people here expected to happen eventually. I'll say personally, I didn't expect the ornament system to come into effect until like the second DLC, so neat for me. I like it.
Neat for this guy.
Yeah, it's neat
He
for
likes
me.
it.
I'm happy about it. I'm happy about ornaments.
I like it too. It's just like, I'm in this weird position right now where like, I want to be more excited about like ornament stuff because it's fun.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. Like think back to D1. You know, we got these little holiday packs and it's like, woo, there's like stuff coming that you can earn and it's cosmetic and fun, and we were all excited about it. And I still am to a degree, but like I'm sad that I'm not as excited about it now, because I'm thinking right now, I'm like, okay, we need more than that, Bungie. The community's really mad. Like, this is not going to appease them. We need more.
Need some big systemic changes.
I'm still happy about it. I'm glad we get cool things for the armor. Yay. I wish it came at a better time, but thumbs up from me. I always like more visually stimulating things that you can earn and put on your Guardian. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, well, I mean, so of course, armor ornaments were something that really came into effect with Rise of Iron. You know, the Age of Triumph and all of that. It's a baby of the live team, and I think we all pretty much expected it to come back at some point in time. And it's cool, you know, they're bringing it back with Curse of Osiris. Armor ornaments, they're going to be available. You can unlock them by completing objectives that are going to be specific to each armor set. I like that.
I really like that.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's cool.
Really cool.
I'm perfectly fine with the old armor or ornament system of getting them as drops from Eververse, but I think this is a lot better. It gives you something to work for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I made a video recently about like things that I would like to see different in Destiny 2 PvP, and it's cool because I like having, this was literally one of the things that I talked about in the video, where I like having specific challenges, because the old system, it's kind of basic. Boring. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you get new stuff, which is exciting, but no one likes pulling like an RNG lever. It's like, oh, what I get this time? Yep. Oh, okay, I got that. What I get this time? Oh, I got a duplicate. But it's like, no, you do specific challenges, you get a specific reward.
You get what you want.
Love it. You get what you want. You get what you earned. And you know exactly what you're shooting for when you go
Yeah.
for it. Boom, done.
It gives you a reason it gives you a reason and objective to chase, you know? It gives you a
Right.
reason, come on, you see the ornament. Oh, you know, I want the ornament for the helmet. Okay. Well, you go over to your vendor, you're going to be able to inspect that ornament, see exactly what you have to do to get it, and boom, you're off to the races and picking up whatever you want. I think that's cool. I think that's a much better way of handling it than just random loot drop from a bright engram or something
Eververse,
like that.
yeah.
So yeet, happy to see that's
Super
going to be
excited.
coming. Although I do agree, like maybe start with the big, more systemic changes like private matches and ranked playlist and Sparrow Racing League, and when's all that stuff coming? Yeah, it's going to be a lot of that.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll
Keep
get there.
going, Link. Keep going.
All right, so also coming on the 5th, a partial change to the Gunsmith mod system. Rare blue mods are now going to dismantle into Gunsmith materials with a chance at getting you legendary mod components. And additionally, Banshee is going to be seeing a bit of a change. He's now going to sell certain legendary mods, and I think he's going to be on kind of a rotation. So if you've been waiting for that kinetic mod or that kinetic counterbalance mod, Banshee's just being stingy, he just won't give it to you with that engram. You'll be able to buy it with legendary shards after Curse of Osiris comes out, which, thank goodness, that's a change that needed to happen a long time ago.
Which,
I don't really think this...
It is a daily rotation.
It's a daily rotation? Excellent.
It's a daily
Even
rotation.
better. Even better.
There's a really great clip, and I'm glad that, like, sometimes you get that feeling where you're like, oh, I don't want to be a fucking Debbie Downer, you know what I mean? But then you hear somebody else feeling the way that you feel, and you're like, oh, okay, it validates it a little bit.
It's okay.
There's a really great clip on Twitch of King Gathalion. Pretty sure most of you know who that is. Really big streamer. He was kind of going over the changes live on Twitch, and he got to the change about the armor mods, and he felt the same way that I did. And it's a really great clip because Gathalion's a really funny guy. And he's like really passionate. He's just reading the changes, and he's like, you know what? No, it's not good enough. It's terrible. Because like, I'll give Bungie the credit they deserve. I'm glad that they want to make mods easier to obtain. They want to make the game, just less frustrating for everybody. So it's like, yeah, if there's a specific mod you're hunting after, there you go. I'm all for that kind of stuff. But right now, the way the mod system is, it's too basic.
Yep.
So the mods mean
Super bare bones.
borderline nothing to me because like the only thing they do is reduce your cooldowns.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, like, you put them on for PvP because if you don't, you're being silly. Like, why would you not put them on? But I mean, can't we have more unique mods? It's such a great system on paper that I think we could do a lot of great things too. Maybe you could put a mod on to like help you in the raid somehow. You could put a mod on to help you out in the campaign somehow, or like maybe you get a mod where you can, like, I don't know, buy weapons for cheaper, some kind of bartering mod. I don't know. It's like there's this whole limitless world of possibilities, and what we have right now is just like, yeah, reduce your grenade cooldown for like 7 seconds.
That's
cool. Like, so Goth
what I
was
wanted.
like, yeah, right. Goth was like, yeah. So we just need better mods because the mod system is super bland right now. There are mods that literally don't even do anything, which, like, the counterbalance mods, some of those are good if your gun has horizontal recoil because the counterbalance makes it more vertical. But on PC, that doesn't mean anything. It's like it doesn't mean anything for the PC community. So I think we have a golden opportunity to go forward with the mod system and make it like more interesting and sexy. But like right now, I'm just like, okay, I'm holding out on the mod system. Yay for Bungie for making it easier, but we need a little more.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was telling TBL not so long ago. Is that there's a whole slew of like PvE like perks that we're missing out on that should be, at least in my eyes, in the mod system. Like increased like melee damage to, like, I don't know, like a Vex or a Cabal or whatever.
Yeah.
And like and like have, at least for the weapons, if you like have an energy weapon or a power weapon that you want to increase like the handling speed or the reload speed or the stability, why can't we slap a weapon stability mod on the actual gun itself? But instead it goes onto the hunter's cloak, or it goes onto like the gauntlets. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But Nim, what do you mean? All you can do is add 5 power to a weapon. What? You can't do any more than that.
That's all we can do.
That's it.
Yeah. And that would be a cool idea for a mod. Like, you put it on your gauntlets. Hey, more melee damage to, like, I don't know, the Hive.
Yeah.
Or the Vex. Or something like that. More mod combinations to help
Like,
you
I
out
mean,
in
a lot of
PvE.
this stuff that we had from armor, like, perks in D1 are, like, gone. Like, the increased melee speed, or, you know, like, just increased, like, the grenade recharge and stuff. Like, well, that's back, but, you know. There's a whole lot that they can still do with the mod system that is just not there.
Yeah, it is highly underutilized in Destiny 2 right now, and that's a message, thankfully, that's been kind of universally pushed out by the community since the game came out. That mods are seriously underutilized right now. They could be a lot better, and especially when it comes to weapons, they're just, why are they even there? I mean, it's cool to be able to change your element. That's something I praise. I love being able to choose what type of Uriel's gift I want to pull into PvP that specific day. But the fact that the only thing that mods do on weapons is bump up their power, and for elemental guns, change their element, that's a huge waste. That's a massive waste.
We need more.
We need more, and I hope, you know, they mention in here that the mod system is they're still looking at it. They want to implement some other changes to make it more worthwhile, but we probably won't be seeing that until next year at the earliest. Like, that's probably going to be a big systemic change that we're not going to be seeing too much of for a while.
Sad.
I feel like we're probably not going to see, like, a major shakeup to the mod system, like, possibly till, like, the next big expansion, to be completely honest with you. Because, like you mentioned, that's a big change.
And, I mean, it brings me back to this quote from Luke Smith, like, back in the summer before the game came out, and they were talking about, we're still working on the mod system because we feel like maybe we could change it up a little bit. And it's just got me wondering, like, well,
You sure can. Yeah.
You sure can. Do it. Please do it. Anyways.
Waiting.
Moving on from there,
Moving
going to be changes to vendors. You're going to be able to buy gear directly from vendors now. Hey,
Hey.
who'd have thunk it? Something that worked in Destiny 1, working in Destiny 2.
About that.
They tried something new.
Didn't work.
Not work out well. Let's go back to the tried and true.
God, the token system.
And I don't even mind the token system.
I don't mind the tokens. The tokens, I just feel like they're a visual representation of the XP you get.
Yeah, it's the exact same as leveling up a faction in Destiny 1. There's no real difference there. The difference in Destiny 2 is that you get to choose when you get your package. In Destiny 1, you couldn't choose. You got enough EXP, your faction leveled up, it had an engram there. You go pick it up or you lose it the next time you level up. And with tokens, you can hold on to it. And of course, you know, you could actually pick what type of stuff you wanted from those engrams in D1. But let's not talk about that.
You know, I feel like such a fucking dude. I'm gonna keep saying it. I just feel like such a Debbie Downer because, like, every one of these Bungie changes, I'm like, yay, but yay, that's my new thing. Yay, but so cool. I'm really glad that we'll be able to buy things that we want. That's a great change. I am so done with pulling the RNG lever. It's just so tiring. I still do not have an Antiope on my PC Guardian. That's so unfortunate. I really want that because, like, it's PC. The recoil is going to handle like a dream. I literally have dreams about using the Antiope on PC, and I don't have one yet. And I've been trying really hard. I just want to buy one and be done with it.
Yeah.
That being said, I am not excited for that change at all on PlayStation 4 because I have everything. So it's great for new players. I know I'm sounding really greedy right now as a player. Like, I need more.
Doesn't help me.
But, like, I have everything. I have every gun I could ever want on PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, like, it'd be really... You know, we'll get there. I'm, like, just dreaming of more variety in our weapons. I know we don't want to go back to... Well, some people don't want to go back to, like, the total RNG random perk rolls of D1 because it's like, hey, you know what's fun? Grinding for
crazy people.
Yeah, grinding for 2,000 IS Lunas and throwing 1,998 of them away because they're all terrible. So yeah, but yeah, okay.
And you know,
good system that we can buy stuff. Yay.
Yeah, it's good that we can buy stuff. Slowly bringing back stuff from Destiny 1 is good because that was a head scratching change. And you're exactly right. For players that have already gotten everything with these static rolls, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you at all. Like If Tuesday rolls around and suddenly, you can buy these guns from vendors, it's like, oh, well, I have no real reason to. Unless roles change. That's a possibility. There's no confirmation of that, and I don't think Bungie has ever even hinted at it. It's probably not going to happen. It completely goes against the philosophy of the whole static roles, the handcrafted weapons, as they like to call it. But roles could change. If like we get on when Curse of Osiris goes live Tuesday afternoon for us, and suddenly like Better Devils has a different role, my mind might legitimately just
It might blow up.
The legends were true. It can happen.
See, now I'm playing devil's advocate with myself.
Yep.
Because I'm thinking that if we had the ability to buy
It's always
whatever
okay to
gear,
play with yourself.
I
Always.
agree, yeah. If we had the ability to buy whatever gear we wanted from day one at launch, do you know what I would be sitting here complaining about? That it would be too easy to get the gear that we wanted, and it would be too fast. There's always a problem with there's always a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why always I feel bad for Bungie in my heart of hearts, because like it's really fucking hard to make a super perfect game.
But yeah,
It
I
is.
mean, you'd only have that issue right now if it was fixed rolls, but if it was random rolls,
Right.
then it
feel
would have
you,
been a lot
man.
better. Yeah.
I feel you, buddy.
We can hope. We can hope.
All right,
For
carry
stuff
on,
like that.
carry on, my friend.
There's going to be other small changes like tokens. Daily challenges and strikes are going to give you more tokens, hopefully, to kind of incentivize actually going into the strike playlist maybe once or twice in your life, since there's no reason to do it now. Cade chests are going to see a change, so they're guaranteed to drop tokens now. I do believe they're going to be changing reputation, though. I think it's going to take more to level up certain stuff like gunsmith and factions and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of to offset the extra tokens you're going to be getting from everything else, which is whatever. I don't care. What other new stuff am I getting? Where's the new stuff? But when it comes to Curse of Osiris content itself, we didn't get a chance to talk about this on the previous podcast episode. We do know a bit more now than we knew then. In particular, I do want to take the moment to say everybody on this podcast was absolutely right when they decided to rein their hype in and be a little bit more cautious when it came to the forge weapons in the lighthouse for Curse of Osiris. Yeah, those are going to be static guns. There's going to be nothing kind of weird about them. You're not really forging anything. It's basically a glorified world quest, and I just wanted to say, go back and watch the previous episode. We were right. I was right. I was.
Oh,
Was
God.
right. I told you. Don't get your hopes up, ever. I will destroy it. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing that happened. But from
Which
the
is a
footage,
shame.
yeah, it is a shame because
a shame.
I think, you know what? We talked about Goth earlier. I think Goth had another video from that stream. Why wouldn't they do it? Why wouldn't they do it?
Effects are all about infinite possibilities.
Yep, and he was absolutely right.
Oh, I did.
Somebody, somebody in
That's a good one.
chat needs to find that clip and just post it for everybody who hasn't seen it, because he's absolutely right. They had an opportunity there to actually let you forge a weapon, and they didn't take it. It's basically just a glorified world quest, which is fine. It's what I expected, so I'm not that let down. But
Dude, it's the new thing. It's great. But wouldn't it be so cool if we could do like actual forging and like different possibilities and unique weapon
why wouldn't they do it?
changes? Why wouldn't they do it?
Why wouldn't they do it?
I got a little piece of goth inside me today.
We've all got a little bit of goth inside of us. That's. Well, we get the beard. You get something else. Fallout.
You dick.
But anyways, I think that was most of the big changes for the 5th. I can't remember anything else that was coming specifically on the 5th. That was
Season 2, and I think The Dawning.
right. Yeah, the Dawning. That's going to be starting. So
Oh yeah, when is that beginning? The Dawning. On the
5th,
5th,
I believe.
On the 5th.
it might be starting on the 5th.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
New emotes. Yay.
Hey.
Oh boy, here we go.
Daft
Oh,
Punk
man.
Ghost.
That's right. We do get a Daft Punk ghost, don't we?
Yeah, we get new ghosts, sparrows, I believe,
Hype.
as well as ships.
Stuff. Fallout's just
Yeah.
sitting there like,
A lot of stuff.
wins
I
private
like
matches.
it. It's just I just
Wins
know
private
that the
matches.
community is gonna be mad. It's because it's not wasted, but it's falling. You ever heard the expression? It's falling on deaf ears.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
falling on lukewarm players. Because
Yep.
if we were in a place, if we were in a place with the game right now where everyone was like super stoked, then we would be thrilled to be getting new
Yeah.
junk. You know what I mean? Like a new ghost. Yeah, give it to me, bro. A new sparrow. awesome. Let's ride and race that shit. But right now, it's just like the community is so angry.
Because all of that is like extra stuff to get in the game. All that's just like extra stuff on top of the things you can already earn. Right now, there's nobody earning things because there's nothing worth their time to log on and play for. And so, like, when you would, I listened to Bungie's podcast this last week, and they talked a bit about the state of Destiny 2, and we get to hear from, I think it's Mark Noseworthy, Luke Smith, and might have been Christopher Barrett.
I have to listen to that. I still haven't listened to it yet.
It's really good.
I heard it was good. Yeah,
it's really good. They basically talk about all of the things that are covered in the state of Destiny 2, and they specifically referred to Destiny as being a cake that's good, but the frosting is really lacking. And they got to work on getting that frosting. They got to work on getting that frosting set right. And I think that you're absolutely right when you say that. Like, oh yeah, it's awesome to have new sparrows and ships and stuff in Eververse. Can't earn it anywhere else.
I would say that it would be the opposite.
Really?
I would say that they have a beautiful frosted cake.
Yeah.
I would literally say it would be the exact opposite. Like they have it's beautiful, and like you look at it and you're like, yeah, dude, and like it's really sweet on the outside, and then like you get really, because the problem I think with a lot of the game is just like the foundation, and I think the foundation of the cake is like what is it called, the sponge, like the sponge of the
sponge
cake, you know what I mean? Like, so if we just improved on that a little bit, we'd have a perfect goddamn cake.
Yeah, because they've got something on their hands here, and it just needs some very specific tuning that hopefully we'll be seeing some of as the game moves forward. But let's move on to December 12th, shall we?
Move on.
Why don't we go ahead and just start with the big one, Masterworks. This is going to be probably the biggest change coming within the next 2 weeks, and it's basically a new tier of weapons, kind of above legendaries, but underneath exotics. It's basically going to be legendary weapons. Masterworks are going to have a few advantages over normal legendaries. Basically, they're going to have an extra perk tied to it. I believe it's an orb generation perk if you get multi-kills. And it's also going to have a kill tracker. That's neat, I guess.
Cool. I really have a question. Did they talk in the
that
podcasts about the multi-kill thing for that? Did they talk about that at all?
Not in depth, but I think I know where you're going.
Has anyone shared information on this? I'm really worried about this. Like, I really hope that it's nothing, but like, does that perk happen in PvP? Because it's really easy to get multi-kills in PvP because they count every assist as a kill.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the post game, it's not kill-death ratio. It's like kill assist death ratio. So if they found a way to like program it that like, oh, if you just get like a double kill, if they actually only give you the orb, like, and it's kind of like a weakish orb, only when you physically, literally kill two people. Not like I shoot two guys in the cankle and Link kills both of them, and it's like, oh, a double kill for me and a double kill for Link, and then like all these orbs are like, jeez, like every game is going to turn into a round of mayhem.
Yeah.
But okay, so hopefully that isn't the case. I will give them the benefit of the doubt that was thoroughly tested, because I feel like that would be super ridiculous.
I don't think it's going to be the case. I mean, if anything, they'll probably be like baby orbs. Like
tiny ones.
Sure. The baby orbs.
Yeah.
I feel
the ones that like hardly move your super bar.
Fingers crossed that that's not going to get out of control, because I think it's a cool idea to like bring more craziness to PvP to an extent.
Yeah,
to an extent.
Yeah. Rein it in a little bit. And I mean, they code it like this: you'll generate orbs for you and your allies on multi kills. And I was actually talking with a buddy of mine. He's here in chat. Blackbox, what's up, buddy? The other day about this, and that came up. Fallout. Another thing that came up is, what's the cooldown on this going to be? Because if this is something that's just going to continuously chain, PvE is going to be supers everywhere. which I'm happy about.
I'm fine with that for PvE.
I'll take that.
Yeah, do whatever you want in PvE.
Yeah, but that could be a little bit crazy. But that's not the only thing that's about Masterwork weapons, because of course with this extra perk comes the ability to alter one of the gun's stats. Now, they didn't really, and I can just see the wheels turning in Fallout's head, because I've got something specifically to ask to you when we're done here. But they didn't really expand too much on that. The example they gave us was a Uriel's gift that had +10 to reload speed. That's all well and good. Everybody who got sent out to Bungie a couple weeks ago and got to play with this has basically said that the system's cool, but they're not allowed to talk about it, so we don't really have any extra information. I want to know. It specifically says
later.
Yeah,
come on, buddy.
So you're just slip it under the slip me a note under the table, man. Come on, let me know. But basically, these masterworks, they're going to come stock on certain weapons. You can get a masterworks weapon to drop once you hit 250 light. If you dismantle that weapon, the masterwork itself drops, and then you can apply it to another legendary. So you can take this masterwork upgrade and apply it to your favorite legendary, and they come pre-rolled with a stat change, and you can re-roll that stat change. What my question is, are any of the stats limited? Are the options limited there? Because if you can change any of the gun stats, that could potentially completely upend the way some weapons work.
Oh, sure.
Like changing the RPM of a weapon so that it's got the impact of a Uriel's gift, but the RPM of one of the 720 or 600 RPM auto rifles.
That's the biggest question I have. Is like if you can adjust either the rounds per minute or the impact. Because being able to change either of those two, that would be huge. That would impact the game more than their decision to add private matches or ranked play. Because seriously, like one of the biggest complaints in the community right now is the time to kill, and if you had the ability to adjust the time to kill, even if just a little bit on any gun, that would be insane. Because like it would just open up a whole new variety of weapons. You could because I really like the Lincoln Green pulse rifle on PC. Here. On console, that thing is hot garbage.
You have to have double kinetic counterbalance to make
it's
it
ridiculous.
Anywhere worthwhile.
On PC, it's a lot of fun, but there are almost no pulse rifles in the 540 RPM archetype. There's a new a Future War Cult one. I think there's a Future War Cult one. Didn't get it on PC.
Heart of Time.
That's the one, Heart of Time. But if you could take like a 450 and masterwork it into a 540, holy shit, wouldn't that be something? Or if you could take, God forbid, a 540 and increase that to a 630? Like, I don't know. It's just, that would be awesome. I would be really down for that. So I really want to hear more from Bungie.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm kind of just a little hesitant on that is because they did say that it's a small pool of
they did say that. They did say that. Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna see something of that caliber.
If it was just like reload speed, magazine stability, and handling,
I think
I'd be
honestly that might be.
It's probably it. I'm like
that
really crossing my fingers. Come on, give us something crazy, Bungie. Give us the RPM impact. Let us tweak it.
And that's the conversation we had, because we were like, wait, if any of these stats could be changed, if you could change impact on some of these guns, that makes a massive difference. If you could change RPM on some of these guns, that makes that's almost adding bigger variance than being able to have variant rolls on these guns.
That's just incredibly crazy over like just random perks,
which is why I think it'll never happen.
I want it to happen.
Me too.
One, for the craziness. Two, because I can hear the community backlash already. Are you kidding me, Bungie?
Man.
You advertised the masterwork, and these are the only. A hand cannon with +5 additional handling. Like I can already see the video on Dado's channel where he's like, Bungie, we need more for our weapons. Only having the ability to increase these stats on these guns is not enough. I can't do a good Dado impersonation.
You're actually nailing it, like down to like the spacing of his.
I can hear the video. I can hear Dado's words already. Like we if it's just the ability to tweak those stats, I'm telling you, it's just not going to be enough.
I think Masterworks is going to be just like mods. It's going to be like the base of something that's going to evolve. Just how we saw for comparison's sake in D1, Ascension and Infusion. I think we're going to see Masterworks evolve into something else. Because it's
got to.
Yeah, the Masterworks also apply to raid and trials weapons as well.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
And they speak a bit about that in the blog post, basically saying that raid and trials weapons are going to have a higher chance at dropping as a Masterworks weapon. So that gives you a little bit more incentive to run through and do that content, because you need reasons to go run the raid sometimes, and that's a reason. So that's neat. That's cool.
What I do like about this Masterworks system is that you can take unwanted Masterworks, dismantle them, and you'll get a material that you can upgrade an existing legendary weapon into a Masterwork. I think that's really, really good. That might add a little bit more of kind of like incentive, I guess, to get them in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's already pretty cool because it's adding that third perk, which is nice. At the very least, now we can have a legendary weapon that has an equal amount of perks to a Destiny 1 legendary weapon. That's nice. And being able to add it to whatever legendary gun you want, I think is definitely a good way to handle that. And I'd like to see them expand on it. I would love it if they would have different types of masterwork perks. Like maybe you get something that doesn't just give the extra orbs per multi-kill. Maybe they get you something that I don't know, gives you extra stability, something that gives you a little bit extra range. I think they're slowly but surely moving towards not only adding more perks to the weapon perk pool, but kind of giving you a little bit of customization when it comes to that. And I think the more they move towards that, being able to customize your guns, the better, because it's probably kind of what they need in Destiny.
Just a little bit.
TBH. All right. Does anybody else want to say anything about Masterwork weapons?
Nope. Looking forward to them.
Looking forward to it. That'll be coming on December 12th, though. You got to wait a week. Zur, you know what, Nim? I'm gonna let you take over this part because you had some words for Zur.
Oh, I got some feels about Zur.
That's right. He's gonna be seeing some changes. He's got some faded engrams and isochronals and 3 of coins.
3 of coins. Okay. All right. So Destiny already is having a lack of incentive. Correct.
Tell him, then. Tell him.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Zur is going to be selling a faded engram, and I think this is what, like once per week, if I'm not mistaken. Every week he'll have a faded engram, which will give you an exotic that you don't have in your collection. So this is basically, if you don't want a duplicate exotic, that's right there. Your faded engram, that's all you. That's neat. My big issue here is the 3 of coins returning. And here's why. So one of the things that Destiny 2 right now is lacking is incentive, and that's because a lot of the stuff here and leveling up is very accessible in any avenue, and that means getting exotics. You can do a normal public event, and you can have a chance of getting an exotic. You can run a heroic for a bigger chance for getting an exotic. You can do Crucible. You can get an exotic. I actually got an exotic from a strike chest the other day, and I was like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Last night, I was going to the bathroom in the hallway. I tripped over an exotic.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. You have so many different avenues from getting an exotic. By comparison's sakes, in D1, you had 2. At least in the very beginning. You had the Nightfall, and you had the Vault of Glass. You had the chest and, Atheon. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Now with the 3 of coins coming in, unlike its predecessor, this one, there's no stacking mechanic, and for the new players into the Destiny universe, the first 3 of coins in D1, when you used one, you had a chance at getting an exotic when you beat your next strike boss or a raid boss. I forget, did those count raid bosses?
It was any Ultra, I think.
Any Ultra.
So
okay. If you didn't get one, that effect would stack with the next 3 of coins that you used until you got an exotic to drop, and then it would restart.
Yep.
For the new 3 of coins, it's just a straight up boost that you get for 4 hours.
They even made the 3 of coins casual.
Yeah, you can have as many as you want, basically. So you can have an unlimited 4-hour increase of an exotic.
Ooh.
Now, there's another thing that it's going to be coming, and I can't remember if this was... Yeah, this is on the 12th.
This is on the 12th, yeah.
And this is Commander Zavala and Lord Shaxx will sell gift consumables for legendary shards that can be used during a strike or crucible match, and it will serve the following functions. It will grant bonus rewards to everyone in the activity, friend or foe, so even the enemy team, and award anything, and this is silly, man, award anything from faction tokens to a round of exotics for everyone in the match.
Correctamundo.
God, dude. Spare me.
As if Destiny 2 didn't already have a lack of incentive to do, any of the high-end stuff. Bungie is just with exotics right now. There's just so many different ways, and I think this is an issue that they're already trying to rectify, but here they go by just giving you so many different ways of getting an exotic. End rant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me tell you a little story. So are we agreeing that when they're saying that it's you can get a round of exotics for everybody in a crucible match, friend and foe alike? Is that what they're saying?
That's what they're saying.
Exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that, man. Seriously. Okay, dude, I was playing Trials today. I was doing carries with my boy, Joverrated. Joey, you should check him out on Twitch. He's super good. Super good. And we love helping people go flawless because it's fun. That's what we do, Trials carries. That's what it's all about. And fought against a team today, and they weren't being super rude or anything. One guy did melee my body, which I don't care for, by the way. And they were camping super hard in the garage. Okay, they can play how they want, but I was getting irritated, and we did lose, and I was upset. Don't like losing during the Trials carries. And then the dude came into my stream and said GG, and I know that's people are trying to be polite by doing that. That's really bad Twitch etiquette. Don't do that. If you beat your favorite streamer, don't go in and say GG. Wait an hour and then do it, because
give them some time.
Because I'm trying to help people go flawless, and you camped, and I'm salty about it. Okay, I'm salty. So yeah, that's just one example. I don't want to give those people a round of exotics.
Yeah,
and I played with so much worse people. That's a bad example. How about you play with people who are bagging you the whole time? They send you hate mail after the game. They call you, slurs. You know what I mean?
Little Timmy no thumbs. Just the worst.
No thumb Timmy. I've met some really bad people in Crucible. Really bad people. I've had people come into my Twitch chat and say horrible, horrible things. I've had people send me horrible messages after the game. I don't want to share exotics with you people. That being said,
you're gonna.
Yeah, there's some people who after the game, I had a great time. And even after they beat me, we messaged, it was cool. We had good conversations. I made good, friends on my friends list, even though, it was a rough match. I'm okay with that. But there's a shitload of people out there. I just don't want to give you anything. Hell no. You're an ass. You spent half the game bagging me, and I beat you, and I'm glad about it. You don't get anything. You get nothing.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
You lose.
You lose, sir. Good day. What the hell is that? Sharing exotics with everybody in the game of that's so dumb.
Yeah.
Can you imagine let's just jump into the mind of Timmy never been flawless before. He's trying so hard to go flawless for the first time with his team. They go 6-0, right? They're playing in the last match. Someone on their own team gets weaseled. Let's just, because of course that would happen, right? And then it's 3v4, legit weaseled. And then the other team is acting super douchey. They're running over them 4v3. They're bagging. They're shooting the bodies. They send 4-letter word messages after they beat them out of the game. And wouldn't just the icing on the cake be at the end of the game, you see that they got an exotic or something like that? You would want to you would want to throw the game out the window. You wouldn't. Fuck all that. Oh, dude, fuck that so much. Right. I am so not down for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. I mean, the only way I can rationalize it to myself is if this, and I think this is the way it is. I think it's a consumable that the effects of it are going to be random. It's not always going to do that whole exotic at the end of a round thing. That I have to imagine that's a 5% chance thing.
Yeah, it's got to be super low.
It's got to be something super duper rare. But yeah, you're right. I don't want to give you just styled on my team. I don't want to give you no Hawk Moon. You didn't deserve that Hawk Moon.
You didn't deserve that.
You didn't earn that Hawk Moon. That Hawk Moon don't love you.
Just ask yourself, if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, maybe Fallout's acting like kind of a dick. Have you ever played against anybody in PvP and you were just dude, dude, fuck these people. I guarantee you had that thought at least once. If you've been with us since D1, you've probably had it over a dozen times per season. Like, yeah, I don't want to share exotics with those people. I would be down for some kind of. This would probably be way too complicated, but like, if there was a way where like someone on the other team did like a really good job, and I wasn't too salty about it, I was like, you know what, that one guy. That one dude who was punching my body, that guy's a douche. I don't want to talk to him ever again. But that other guy, he had a really good snipe on me. I'll give it up for that guy. And like, I'll put his name in a hat. He can have the exotic. But that guy, fuck that guy over there. He doesn't get it.
If only.
If only. Okay, so I spent way too much time talking about that.
No, but
right,
see,
man.
you get it, Lo. Like,
right.
it's just, it's silly. Like, I don't understand where did that choice come from? It's like,
weird.
exotics are just so, like, easy to
weird.
get right now. And, you know, it's just,
I really don't know.
everybody.
And I mean, unless they're like more than doubling the number of exotics in when Curse of Osiris comes out. Yeah, it's weird. It's an odd choice. I don't know. That's just weird.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our tune might change when we get styled on by some tier 1 team, and then suddenly at the end of the game we all get exotics. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm
I'll
less mad.
dismantle that exotic in pure salt.
Yeah, right.
I don't want your pity.
I don't want your exotic. I don't want your pity
Clip
exotics.
of you breaking it down and then send it to them. Like, yeah, I don't need your pity
I don't
exotic.
need your pity exotic. Get that out of here.
Oh my god, I can only imagine that someone would send an angry post-game message including that loot or something like that. Like, yo, thanks for camping in that corner the whole time, you bitch. I beat your terrible ass team and I got
Thanks for the
an
exotic.
exotic doing it.
Thanks for the Yallarhorn.
Dude, that would have been crazy. Can you imagine the
Oh my
anger
god.
if in D1 you got styled on and you were like denied your first ever lighthouse trip because some douche team was like, oh god, and then they got a G-horn. I would break my console. I would say break it. Break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just what a weird choice.
Yeah. I don't know.
Bad.
I don't know. That's the one part of the blog that I was just like,
No.
okay.
No.
What else was coming on the 12th? That's all I care about.
That's all.
That's just the questions I have. Why? Why would you do that? What's wrong?
Why did you do
I think a couple of other bug fixes are coming on the 12th. Stuff like exploit safeguards. I think they're finally gonna fix chests and planetary resource nodes. Sometimes if you collect too many of those too quickly, you don't get anything from them. So that's weird. And of course, the greatest quality of life change this game has ever seen. Vendors will now only light up when you've got enough tokens to get an engram, which changes nothing for anyone on this podcast because we all have hundreds of tokens in our pocket. Thanks, I guess, maybe?
I mean, yeah. There's probably going to be new players coming in from Christmas. Yay. Welcome to the community. The salt pile is right over there.
But I think for that, if I'm not mistaken, in there they say that they're going to drop more tokens like for the planetary resources, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is, neat. I don't know if we're going to be able to buy the planetary gear as well. I don't know if that applies to them. God, I hope so, because I still need to finish that IO set, and I really want that Nessus Warlock cloak.
Yeah.
Because RNG is a thing, so hopefully that comes to that as well. It's weird that they don't have ornaments. I just thought of that. The planetary
stuff?
Yeah,
they don't mention that in the list. All we get is the factions and like Vanguard and
all
Crucible.
the tower stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Garbage.
Mad about it. The Jensum Knight set deserves an ornament. It does. It
really does.
It does.
But beyond that, they mentioned very quickly, kind of in passing, a couple of things that they're planning on for the new year. Stuff like bringing the emote wheel. They expect that to hopefully be ready sometime in the spring, maybe. They're going to be implementing duplicate exotic protection, so you won't have to get your 15th Merciless, I guess. You know, when you and all your fire team members get an exotic at the end of that PvP match, hopefully you won't all get the same exotic for the 15th time. They talked a bit about the mod economy. They're looking to change that. PvP quitter penalties.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm so done with that.
Yeah,
God,
seriously.
it's just ridiculous. 'Cause, like,
Competitive
there's
needs
no. Someone can be like, I don't like this map, quit. I'm like, gee, thanks, buddy.
that.
Much appreciated.
And, of course, in my opinion, some of the biggest stuff, things like private matches, and specifically a ranked playlist. Finally.
Hey, Fallout, how you feel about that?
Dude, I feel so good about it. I was so happy to be wrong. Dude, it
Yeah, I was
literally
gonna say,
I was laughing so hard. Like, a bunch of people DM'd me when it happened. I was like, dude, good. I hope people go to my YouTube page and find the video where I said ranked play will never happen. And I hope they go there and laugh along with me, because I'm fucking glad about it, dude. I was so convinced
Chat, you know what
that
to
they
do.
would that they would never add it, because like it's not in Bungie's recent MO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we know that they're trying to make the game like a wide appeal friendly game. Like that's what their goal has been ever since they put out D2. Like, you know, they changed the time to kill. They're like they did all this stuff, and it's just like I'm just thinking like, yeah, they're just never gonna do it. Never. Never. But goddamn, dude, was the community ever vocal about that?
And they needed to be.
Hopefully they weren't like death threat vocal. Like I don't know how else to describe that. The internet being like super douchey. But for those of you who, you know, shared your feedback with Bungie and you gave good constructive feedback on why ranked play is important, I sincerely thank you. I literally never thought that they would ever add it to the game, and they did, and I think that's huge. It's gonna really keep the PvP longevity going much longer than it ever would without ranked play. So
absolutely,
good job.
Now we just have to hope that's coming sometime. I think after January is what they're aiming for.
Yeah.
And I just hope they implement it right, man, because
not half-assed.
Yeah, it's something that's needed to happen, and I'm glad they finally addressed it. It's something the community's basically been asking for even as far back as Destiny 1. The community's been asking for it, and it's one of the big changes that I'm most excited to see moving forward.
Yeah.
Now, that's it for a lot of the big changes that they talked about in the state of Destiny 2. Noticeably absent, in my opinion, was stuff like sandbox changes. We know there's a sandbox update coming sometime soon, but they haven't really spoken at all about that. We don't even know what some of the sandbox changes that are coming in Curse of Osiris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have no previews of that yet. They said that those notes would drop on the day of.
The day of. And
So
There's no
2 days.
preview.
There's going to be
2 days.
a sandbox change
Yeah.
in 2 days that we know zero about.
Yep.
And I am excited.
Me
But
too.
as always, you got to take that excitement and you got to reel it in. You gotta
I'm
just
excited.
Reel it right in.
Just wait for that fighting lion meta.
Oh yeah, because,
my Lord.
and it's not going to be because the fighting lion gets buffed. Everything else is getting nerfed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2.5 second time to
it's-
kills.
It's exactly like Thorn. It was the worst exotic when it first came out. Then they buffed it.
Hey,
And that mess
I
was
like
dumb.
the way you think. I like the way you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of weapon changes are coming.
That's exciting. That's exciting to wait for, to see what kind of, what's gonna get, buffed and
Agreed.
I don't expect anything super big because of course I can say what I want. I want, a significant change to time to kill. I think it's a little too long right now. Probably needs to be dropped by a bit. I'd love for there to be a return of a Rumble. I'd love for there to be a 6v6 or more game mode, but that's big systemic stuff that I don't think we'll ever see a change on until like a huge expansion comes out. Yeah, that's like the 1 year expansion kind of change. But.
So like, can we rally people now to like, to rally for 6v6 at least on Quick Play, please?
Yeah.
Because here's what's ironic. Like, the whole like thing of Bungie is play with friends. Well, I had a set fire team, and now you divided us.
They're kind of gone.
No, yeah, now it's like they don't even play. Like I remember going into like controller clash with like all 6 of my buddies and just having fun, and now it's like, well, we got to choose who's gonna go where.
Yeah.
So,
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, just
and,
like with the rollback of the movement and the time to kill and the abilities are slower. Why? Why
Yeah.
a 4v4? Don't force a comp scene on people who just want to go in there and just have fun.
And it's not even like a comp scene.
It's
just
not.
like- it's just a
No, but a
4v4
comp scene in the sense that
No,
like,
I understand exactly what you're trying to
Yeah,
say. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
They
it doesn't
tried
even feel like that's what it is, because it's like there's not
they
even any
tried to
ranked
make
play
one.
yet.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
tried to make one, but didn't. And
Yeah.
and it's
They kind
not.
of-
It's not a comp scene.
Bungie, you know what they did? They needed to commit. They needed to COMMIT. T.
Afraid of commitment.
yeah.
Deej never put a ring on
They're
it.
like, they need put a ring on it, baby.
But you know,
Baby
and
steps.
you're absolutely right, Nim, that now is the time for the community to really raise their voice on the things they want to see. Bungie's made the statement; they're listening politely, without the threats of violence upon their
threats.
ghosts.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're really sensitive to player feedback right now. They're listening to it. Hopefully they continue to address it. I would love it. It's probably not going to happen, but I would love it if every month or every other month we got kind of a State of Destiny 2 from the Destiny dev team, just talking about it. They don't have to reveal new things that are coming, but just talking about the state of the game, what they want to do moving forward, and you know, just responding to community feedback. And I think one of the biggest things right now that thankfully I've seen a lot of the community really picking up on and arguing for is kind of a return to the sort of power fantasy we had back in Destiny 1. I think Slayerage recently made a video on this. It's fantastic. You should watch it. He talks about how he feels with the whole dual primary power weapon system, how he feels the loss of both perks on legendary weapons and the ability to carry certain types of weapons in tandem, stuff like shotguns and a rocket launcher, a sniper rifle, and, you know, something like a sword, has really changed the power dynamic in Destiny 2, and that's something I absolutely agree with. And that's another big change I wouldn't expect until like an expansion came out or something. But now is the time. Now is absolutely the time to speak up politely and talk about the kinds of changes you would like to see in Destiny 2. Because Bungie's listening. They have taken a good step forward with just this past week in trying to address some of those things and responding to it. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Deej. He has been unhinged this last week on Twitter. Like, the dude has been responding to everybody, and I love it.
He should
That's
be.
awesome.
They took the gag off of him, and it's beautiful, and I hope it continues.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Deej is a
they're-
great guy.
He's a nice guy. He's
He's
a
very good.
wonderful dude.
I feel he must be so frustrated because obviously Deej can't go out and say whatever he wants. He's like he's literally the mouth of the company because he's the community manager. It's his job to interact with the community, but he obviously has bosses at Bungie. He can't say whatever he wants. He's just the mouth. Like, they're like, "Hey Deej, we want you to talk up the community about this project that we're working on. Don't mention this, this, and this because we haven't finished it yet," or like whatever. Like, so I'm sure that Deej wants to talk all the time. I constantly laugh about like if Deej was like a community manager but had literally zero, like he could say whatever he wanted with zero repercussions. Like, "Hey Deej, like you will not be fired no matter what you say." Can you imagine the shit that would come out of his mouth? He'd be replying to people like, "Will you just shut the fuck up about that? Like we said we were gonna add it. Stop being such a little bitch. You are a douche." Like, it's just, I can only imagine how many times Deej has just like swallowed his anger. It's just probably such a hard job. He's like choking his phone because he's just like, "Oh, I hate you so much." He wants to like tell somebody off, but like he has guidelines. He's a professional. He's very good at what he does, and he knows that there are things that he can say and there are things that he can't say.
Yeah, and
Okay, carry on.
glad to see him being able to talk at least a little bit more this past week, and I hope that's something that continues. Just this level of transparency with Bungie. It feels like it happens every other year or so. We get into a bad spot and they have to come out and make a statement like this, and we'll do better with transparency in the future. 6 months go by and it's back to being.
Oh, it's too real. Please don't make comments like that, Link. Please don't. It's too real.
I can't be the only one who's looking around like.
No, I know.
We've been here before.
I'm like, yay!
Yeah.
They promised they're gonna be more transparent. Didn't they promise that once before?
One, two.
It's probably really hard, but come on, Bungie. We gotta hold you to this level of success because we love the game and we want the same thing that Bungie wants. We want an amazing game. They obviously want an amazing game.
Yeah.
So do we. So I like how in their note they were like, hey, we want you to hold us accountable to the things that we say. We want you to keep us honest. We want you to make sure that like we are being vocal. So like, yeah, we got to do that. So I'm glad that they're communicating that. We have to hold them to that politely.
Politely.
Please, politely, but like we
Put
have
the
to hold
thorn
them.
away.
Yeah, we have to hold them to that. If it gets too long when we haven't heard from like Bungie in a while, we gotta be like, yo, knock knock, bitch. Time for a
Let's
talk.
do.
Gotta
But
have
see,
a talk.
like, I don't know. I mean, I know that the community is very outspoken and passionate, if I'm putting this diplomatically. I wish we would see like the communication from Bungie. I wish we could see that, you know, how like, for example, like Digital Extremes does it. You know, they show you the work in progress and they're very clear about, hey, this is unfinished. It may like they show that mess on stream. Like things just like off every time go just wonky as hell. It's like, hey, it's unfinished.
Still working on it.
We're still working on it. It's a work in progress, but this is what's happening. You know, they kind of give you a window of when it's going to be coming. Sometimes they'll say, you know, it's not in the foreseeable future, but look, we know that, you know, this is what you guys want, and this is the work that we have so far. And it seems like a lot of the time with Bungie, it comes down to like the very last like week that they're gonna put out something where it's like, oh yeah, this is what's happening right now, guys. Like, look. I don't know, man. I want to see them talk a little bit more and show more work in progress of stuff, because at least let us know that like what's happening or what are you guys working on, so we can give you like proper feedback as you guys do these things.
Yeah. Definitely need to see it moving forward. But all right, that's pretty much it for the State of Destiny 2. Was there anything else you guys wanted to see or talk about with that, or moving on to questions?
I think it's question time.
Let's hit those questions.
Let's do it then. There
Quick,
you go,
chat. Quick with those questions.
What are
'Cause
you
we're
guys
already-
looking forward to seeing?
Because we're already over time. Any questions you have for us? Understanding that we are not Bungie.
We're not.
We are just people.
And you know, I can get us started on this.
Do it.
So I think it'd be fair to assume that we're probably going to be getting some new exotic quests with Curse of Osiris. Anything in particular you guys would like to see?
Swords.
Swords? Okay.
Exotic swords.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see
Boltcaster.
that.
Yeah.
Exotic sword, please.
Would be nice.
That would be nice.
I would love to have me another dank drinker.
Ew.
Spin to win, man. That, or I'd love a Boltcaster too, just a sword that can do a ranged attack.
Dude,
That'd be
both of those would be like amazing in the raid. Dank
Yeah.
drinker
Oh,
for
yeah.
the dogs and like a Boltcaster for Callus. Oh my god. That'd be great.
Question: how do you feel with the changes coming? I mean, sort of a broad question, but it's okay. We take those. I mean, I feel pretty good about it
Yeah.
for now. I gotta be honest, the biggest reason that I'm looking forward to good changes, and I'm hoping that they're really good, I'm just so tired of like the anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just really getting tired of it. And
A lot of negativity.
yeah, a lot of negativity. And I'm not saying I blame the community for being negative. You have the right to feel how you feel.
Yeah.
If the game isn't living up to your expectations, just like kind of bummed. Like I want to feel that Destiny hype. You know what I mean? I know there are still people out there who feel that hype, and I'm happy for them. But like, it's just sad seeing a lot of my friends playing like Fortnite and stuff like that. Like I'm happy for them. Fortnite's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I love playing Fortnite. Super fun, really entertaining. But like, I need that Destiny hype back.
Yeah.
Need it a little bit. Not feeling it right now. I know it's
I agree.
not too far off. I just feel like a couple of really solid changes, and we'll be right there. I feel like I'm talking like a degenerate gambler or something like that. I just need one more big ride, man, and I need to get my fix, and we'll be right there. Yeah.
No, but you're absolutely right. While I'm looking forward to playing Curse of Osiris, I'm not excited for it. And this is really the first time in my history with Destiny that I've been this close to a content release, to a DLC drop, and I really have been indifferent as to whether or not it's coming out. I've got other stuff to play. Like, I've got Monster Hunter World coming out, the beta for that in a couple days. I'm going to be spending my life playing that. Yes. And to sit back and think, man, I'm really not that excited for Curse of Osiris because of the kind of lackluster feel I have for Destiny 2 right now. Yeah. I understand exactly what you mean. I remember the hype before House of Wolves came out, when we started getting like the live streams, and then the wolves started showing up in patrols and whatnot. That was the coolest thing. Yeah. I remember that feeling, and I want that back. I want it back so bad.
I'm pioneering this, by the way. We got to do quick questions. I want quick answers.
Okay.
Do you understand? Okay. Question from Big Squeak. Nem, where is Saint 14? Where is he?
He's lost in he's lost in time. I don't know.
Link, where is he? Where's Saint 14?
Is inside the Vex simulation of the Vault of Glass.
Ooh, that's a good answer. I think he is. Yeah, probably there too. They'll bring him out for possibly a big DLC or Destiny 3. That would be fun. Next question, Nem. How long do you want the expansion campaign to last?
How long? I mean, in terms of hours?
Yeah, you choose the format. The question wasn't fully fleshed out, so answer it however you want, buddy.
Yo, give me a 12-hour campaign and we'll be solid.
12-hour campaign. How long was the original Destiny campaign?
Destiny 1 or
Destiny 1 or both?
Destiny 1 was like maybe 8 hours.
Really? Holy shit, that's short.
And that was mainly because of level gates. You had to level up before moving on.
Oh, God, yeah.
Destiny 2, I think it clocks in at around the same time. About 8 hours or so.
Mm-hmm. It'll probably be shorter than that, which is kind of a bummer. But I want it to last as long as it can for me to enjoy it. How about that answer?
There you go.
Love
That's
it.
such a Deej answer.
I know, it really is. It's basically a non-answer. Very professional. Link, what do you think about returning exotics from D1? Short answer.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a good idea. Bring them all. Why not?
Bring them all. Nem, what
exotics.
do you say?
Don't like it.
He doesn't like it. I love it.
Get
point
wrecked.
counterpoint.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Don't like it.
Link, what would you like the new Red Death type hand cannon exotic perk to be? I mean, I think we kind of know what it is, right?
The same as Red Death's Year 1 perk. Just give it the Devour ability. Give me my health back.
Give me your health. That would feed even better into my Voidwalker Devour build. I'm all about that health regen, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weapon that hunters need.
Yes. Oh, it's so
you finally
true.
Get recovery.
It's
there you
so
go.
true.
Bungie's listening.
How do you feel with the Xur changes? And we talked about that already. What exotics shouldn't come back? Link, go.
Do I have to? Do I really have to answer?
You have to answer. You are
Pick
legally
one exotic that shouldn't come
obligated.
back.
No Land Beyond. You can't have it. You can't have it.
You're right. You can't.
You can't.
Dude, in a game with no special ammo, No Land Beyond would reign supreme in the land of primary weapons. Oh shit, you're right. That would be a bad gun to have. In
That or
D2.
Universal Remote.
Oh man.
Or Icebreaker.
That's sort
Power
of like a
weapon that
fundamental.
regens ammo.
Isn't that like a fundamental flaw
Yep.
in like the D2 build? Because in D1 you could have like powerful one-shot exotic primaries. Because there were other things like special ammo that could balance it out.
That could balance that out.
Damn, if you brought in No Land, it would like ruin the meta.
Yeah, that or like Universal Remote, it would be completely unbalanced because double primaries.
Oh, that's sad.
Bring it back anyway.
Bring it back. Bring it back. What gun should come
it's
back
in the
from?
game already.
What exotic
Devrim has it.
He does. That's true.
Just beat him up and take it.
Confirmed. Just take it from him.
He can't stop you.
Okay, let's do like one more question, right? One more.
Okay.
If y'all never had played D1, where would you guys think you'd be right now with D2 if you would have got okay, so how would we feel about D2 if we had never played D1?
Not too different because we'd still be running into the same problems.
Yep.
we wouldn't have the reference point of D1 to where we'd know, oh, well, this system worked much better in the previous game, but we'd run into the same issue. No in-game.
Yep.
Good call.
Lack of incentives.
Good answer. I agree with that. And I think on that note, we are done with the podcast. All right, here's where I go into my huge spiel. But you know what? I sort of don't care this week. I think we should kind of do our own plugs, right? Let's do our own plugs, one at a time. Link, plug yourself. Go.
Yo, what's up? My name is The Black Link, and you can find me everywhere across the internet. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all the social medias. All at The Black Link. It's spelled exactly the way it sounds. I do streaming here on Planet Destiny as well. Tune in. Curse of Osiris coverage coming on Tuesday. Nim!
You can find me on Twitter as well as Twitch at NemPlays. I do a variety of games on my personal channel, and I stream here on Planet Destiny as well. We'll be bringing you that hot and spicy Curse of Osiris on Tuesday.
Boom. And I'm Fallout. You can find me on twitch.tv/FalloutPlays. We do trials carries all the time, and you can find me on youtube.com/FalloutPlays for analysis videos, guide videos, PvP content, all that spicy shit that you love. Go throw me a follow. Thank you for being here on the PD podcast. We are every Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come back next weekend. Pretty sure Meg is going to be here. Pretty sure that Mercules from Massive Breakdown will be here. That would be pretty cool. We will have more to talk to you about for the new expansion, Curse of Osiris. It's going to be a hell of a time. Thanks for being with us. See you next weekend.
See you next week.